All right, good morning, good morning, good morning. We're coming to you live from Tag TV. It is July 30th, 2017, okay? Coming to you live, Tag TV. It's a real estate investing group. I am the current chief executive officer. And what I'm going to do with this channel here is I'm going to document our kind of travels, our kind of trials and tribulations through going to having nothing to going to having everything, right? So, the topic I want to bring to you is fear. And so, a common definition of fear is be afraid of something or someone as likely to be dangerous, painful, or threatening, right? And so, and it's not necessarily fear is what stops a lot of people from taking action. What stops a lot of people from taking action is the danger part or the painful or the threatening parts that comes with the fear, right? And so Les Brown has a saying. If you haven't watched any of his videos, great motivational speaker. Please go watch his videos. You can find him on YouTube. You can Google his name and find some more information about him. But he has a saying that there's an old man sitting on the porch with the dog, and then there's a guy that walks by, a young guy that walks by. He says, how you doing? Why is your dog whimpering? And he says, like, why is the dog crying next to the porch? Like, what's going on? And then the old man says, because he's laying on a nail, and he's like, okay, so if he's laying on a nail, why don't he just move? Like, what's stopping him from moving and changing and getting out of the situation he's in? He's like, well, it doesn't hurt bad enough. And so I want y'all to really listen to that. Like he said, the dog was crying and whimpering and laying on a nail. And he didn't want to get off of it because it didn't hurt bad enough. Okay. And that's a lot of time. That's the situation that we're in. We complain about living check to check. We complain about the struggles and the trials and tribulations. We complain about not having any money, not being able to live the life, live the standard of living that we want to live. But we're not willing to change that. You know, the situation that we're in, it doesn't hurt enough for us to change the situation that we're in. So that's a lot of time. That's the situation you're in. Albert Einstein's defines insanity as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get the different results. Okay, let me repeat that. Albert Einstein says he defines insanity as doing something over and over and again and expecting to get different results. And a lot of times, that's how we go about our lives. And you got to put it together. We got to put it together. A lot of times, we go about our life that same way. We do the same thing our parents did. We do the same thing that we see every day. Uh, and we expect to get to live a different standard of living, or we expect to make some kind of money or change the situation we're in. It's not going to happen unless you decide to make it happen. Do something different. You got to think differently. You got to think differently. Okay. Um, so let's move on. So when that fear kind of sets in, when fear kind of sets in, then there's kind of three actions that you take. No matter what you do, you're taking an action. If you do nothing, if you're doing something, it doesn't matter. It's all the action, right? And so the three actions that usually come about when fear sets in for individuals is you either take action, you do something about it, you do nothing, or you run away, right? And so taking action is kind of like facing your fears head on, and then doing nothing is like kind of walking on eggshells, kind of just if something happens, just kind of going about your daily routine. And then running away is like I don't want to talk about it. You kind of avoid the situation altogether completely, right? And so, kind of individual I am, I take action when I'm backed against the wall. When I have no other options, I'm going to take I'm going to take action. I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to make something happen out of nothing. Okay. So in real estate investing, that's all it is. You got to make something out of nothing, right? And so, even I've been that way since I was young. So I'm gonna tell you about a story, personal story. Back when I was in high school, this guy wanted to basically fight me after school, whatever. He was about 6'2". I was a little bit smaller than what I am now, about 5'5". But regardless, I was going to the fight to win, regardless. Moral of the story is I ended up with two black guys. I took an L that day, but I learned a lesson, right? I learned a lesson. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up. You got to take chances. And even if I was scared as going into the fight, I still would have took an L. So what would be the purpose of going and taking a chance on something and expecting to lose, expecting to fail? Either way, life goes on. And so I just want to kind of tell you a little bit about myself and kind of what that kind of means to take action, right? And so everyone has fears, right? Everybody's scared of something, but not everybody has regrets, right? And so if I went to the fight scared and I lost instead of trying and giving 100% and I won, like I would have regretted that. You feel what I'm saying? I went in thinking I was gonna win and I still lost. But you feel what I'm saying? I didn't have any regrets at that point. Okay. Um, and I just want you to think about this question. If you're tuning in, wherever you're tuning in, if you're a faithful follower or if you're going to be a faithful follower, have you really asked yourself, could you change the situation if you gave 110%? If you missed a couple meals, if you didn't go out on Friday nights, if you slept in, or if you didn't sleep in, could you really, you got to really ask yourself, could you change the situation that you're in right now? I just want you to think about that. And if you can answer that question truthfully, honestly, and take action, then you'll change your life forever. So just let's make a decision. Let's decide to make a decision right now at this point in time. Let's make a decision. Um, and just kind of take it a little bit deeper or in depth. If you had a life or death decision, right? You had a life or death decision. So you either gonna live and you're gonna change your life right now at this current moment, or you're gonna die if you're not willing to change your situation. Could your situation be any different? Could you do anything? Could your situation be even just a tad, a smidge different? You know what I'm saying? Because there anything that you want, or anything that you could wish for your family, or anything along those lines, could anything be different if you had a life or death decision to do it? And you can answer that question, I'm telling you that your life will change forever. So we're talking about fear. Let's get back on the topic. We're talking about fear, right? And so the second option or action that somebody could take is to do nothing, right? You just kind of go about your day-to-day routine and you do nothing, right? And so it kind of goes back to the story of with like Les Brown saying about the farmer and the dog. The dog didn't really want to move because it didn't hurt enough. It didn't. He's in a situation where he didn't really want to move. He didn't really want to get out of the situation he was in, right? And so in being that kind of person, kind of not really taking any action, just kind of doing this, kind of going about your daily routine, right? And kind of just kind of summing that up, right? At the Great Cincinnati Urban League was one of my previous internships, and if you're watching and you're in the Cincinnati area, you're looking uh, to get a leg up or network with some individuals that can help you succeed, or find a job or anything along that lines, please go up to the Greater Cincinnati Urban League, right on Reading Road. There's a lot of great people in there, and in my past internship, I learned one great quote. I learned a lot of couple things, but there's one quote that I remember. He said that if you're hanging out with five broke friends, then you the sixth broke person. That's period. If you hang out with five broke friends and y'all doing the same things, you're going about your same daily routine, then you're going to be a sixth broke person. You got to understand. You can tell who an individual is by looking at their friends. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. If you want to change, then you got to be willing to be around people that are changing, or be around somebody that can change your life. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of keep that in mind. And this kind of person that does nothing and kind of goes about the daily routine, they're always going to have that what if. What if I would have did this, or what if I would have asked that girl on a date, or what if I would have asked if I could work here, or what if I just took the chance and went into the bank and seen if I could get a better credit score. You're always going to have that what if you do nothing, if you go about your same daily routine, if you're painful, you want to change your life and you just go about your same daily routine, then you're going to get the same results. And so we're still talking about fear, right? And we're talking about fear. And the next action that's the third action that somebody could take, or not necessarily the third, but the third option that somebody could choose to do when fear kind of sets in is kind of run away, right? You take that you take the you got to fight or flight, and your option is always flight. You always getting out the situation. You avoid the situation completely. You don't want to talk about the situation. You're trying to avoid it at all costs. You just want to avoid the situation. I don't want to talk about my finances. I don't want to talk about my job. I don't want to talk about not having a car. I don't want to talk about what I spent my money on. I don't. When you want to talk about these things, you see what I'm saying. You always avoid the situation completely, but you fear because you're fearful of the situation, so you don't want to address it at all. And so this kind of person is scared of everything. And if you're scared of everything, then you're never going to do anything. You're scared of everything. You're scared to talk about your finances. You're scared to go get a new job. You're scared to change the situation that you're in because you don't know. You're scared of the unknown. You cannot be scared of the unknown. Get excited about things you don't know, because you can read, you can ask, you can fight, you can figure out the things you don't know, but you got to figure out what you don't know. And the only way you do that is by asking, talking, and being okay with being uncomfortable, being scared in situations that you're not familiar with. I put myself in these situations every day, and that's why I continue to grow, and that's why I will be successful. I'll continue to be successful. Okay. And even if you are this person, right? If you are this person, you're like, man, I really understand what you're saying. I feel you, but I'm the kind of person that I can't do it, right? Then do your research, figure out, read books, do ask the hard questions. If or send emails, ask the hard questions. You gotta have to ask these questions. Like, if I were to take out a loan, could I pay it back? Is that realistic for me? Can someone look at my finances? Can I get help? Just outsourcing your quest through emails, letters, writing, whatever the case may be, whatever kind of means of communication that you want to use. Do your research before you take action on anything that if you're afraid of it, right? So that's just those are the three kind of actions that kind of sums up that what you would do when fear sets in, right? And so look at my notes here. Look at my notes here. And the crazy thing about it is, before I get to wrapping it up here, is like uh, I'm coming from Hilltop, USA. Shout out to all my people in Columbus, if you know where that's at. That's where I'm coming from. Um, big shout out to all those people. But growing up in a more urban, rougher neighborhood, it's so it amazes me. So many people that say they can be the toughest guys. They can be the toughest guys, right? The toughest guys to ever live and even walk on this earth, right? Toughest guys to ever walk up Sullivan Avenue, right? But you say, yeah, I bet he won't talk to me like that. I bet he won't do that. I bet he won't do this. But if you ask him, can you? What about school? What about have you looked into school? Have you looked into college? Have you looked into a trade school? Education ain't for everybody. If I had a dollar for every time I heard that quote, if I had a dollar for every time I heard the quote, education ain't for everybody, I'd probably be a millionaire right now. I would probably be a millionaire. But everybody's so I can be a rapper. I can play football. I can sell drugs, but I can't be educated. It kills me. It kills me. That's a trap. And those are the people that's scared. They're scared of what you can learn. They're scared of what you can learn, what you could do, and that's why that's stopping you from success right there. So just to wrap it up, just a little caveat to this. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Safe sex. Practice safe sex. I'm 22. I don't have any kids. So anybody that's young out there watching this, or even if you're old, HIV, AIDS is real. Please protect yourself. So moving on, wrapping it up here. And me personally, just gonna give you like my personal intake. I'm not afraid of fear. I get excited about fear when I don't know something. When somebody comes to me with a question where I don't have the answer or I'm not sure about something, I get excited about that because that's a opportunity for me to learn, for me to grow, for me to change, for me to adapt. Okay, I'm not afraid of fear. I embrace it. I embrace fear. I embrace change. I'm excited about change. I love change. I love change. Right. And so the thing that I'm most afraid of, right? Everybody's afraid of something, right? The thing that I'm afraid of not succeeding. I'm afraid that I won't be successful. If you're afraid of not succeeding, you'll move, you'll do different things. If you're afraid that you will not be successful, that's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is not being successful. And I'm afraid of God. That's the only thing I'm scared of. Okay, I'm afraid that all the work that I've been putting in, all the time that I've spent, I've invested my time in learning and reading, taken away from family members, brothers, sisters, grandmas, uncles, cousins. That if I'm not successful, and I can't show them like I know I've been missing for a long time. I know I've been gone for a while, and I know I've been busy and things like that. And then I can't show them anything after all this is over, said and done. Then I will feel terrible. Then I would feel like I can't win. But you actually have to have that kind of mentality to start. Okay, you got to have that mentality to start. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. I have taken the table away from my family, if my family members are watching this, I promise I'm working. I promise I'm busy. And that's my drive. My drive because I want to be able to have that time to be there for my. I'm the oldest of seven brothers and sisters, right? And so I need to be there. I want to be able to financially be there and be there in person for proms, uh, uh, graduations, uh, going to college, helping out with college expenses. I need to. I can't do that working a 9 to 5 that I'm working right now. I can't do that with a college degree. It's not possible. It's not possible. So I have to grind. Have to take time now so that I can be financially free later. And so that's what this is all about. And I'm gonna wrap it up with this. Don't let fear stop you. As simple as that. Don't let what you're afraid of, what you don't know, stop you from the success that you can obtain. Don't let it stop you, right? This is Tag TV. My name is Todd Jackson, CEO. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. Tag 2017, Tag 2017. Follow us, please follow us. Watch what we do. Watch what we do. Kind of watch our path, watch our journey. If you're looking to get into real estate investing, if you're an investor yourself, we love to work with other individuals. We're walking on our time. We're working all the time. We work 24/7. Okay. So please give us a call. If you can email us at tag me in 2017 uh, TAIG. Sorry about that. Todd and Associates Investing Group TAIG. Tag me in 2017 at gmail.com. Um, Follow us, and that's for all of our social medias websites. It's tag TAIG tag 2017. Okay, don't let fear stop you. Todd Jackson signing out. Tag me in.